source for everything paranormal. Parax.
Throughout the ages, history has been altered by word of mouth and the misrepresentation of those who might not have been present when some of the world's most significant events took place. Channelers Barry and Connie STrohm bring through the spirits of those who actually witnessed or took part in these historical events and lets them tell their stories in their own words. Welcome to Channeling History. And now, here are your hosts, Barry and Connie STrohm.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Channeling History. It is Sunday night, and we are back. As you may know, we're the only show where we speak to the souls that makes things happen. And we're brought to you every week on the Parax Radio Network. I'm Barry STrohm, your host, and I will be doing the channeling tonight.
I'm Connie STrohm, your co-host, and I would like to thank you for tuning in to our show this evening. If you've been following our show, you know that our list of guests is a little different from other shows. Most of our guests are departed souls, but tonight we are speaking with an archangel. Since angels have never lived incarnate lives, they obviously are not departed souls. Tonight our guest is Archangel Raphael. He's known for his ability to help heal, but he does much more. This will be a very enlightening interview this evening. As usual, we always welcome any questions that you submit through the chat room. We do have our prepared list, but we prefer to use your questions when possible.
Okay, we always try to give a small disclaimer, although when we have an archangel with us, we probably don't need it. When we begin the show, we really have no idea what the answers were or how they will affect some of our listeners. So anyway, the opinions or statements voiced on our show are the channeled words of the spirits and do not necessarily reflect our opinions, those of the Parax Network, or our sponsors. Now, last week, we had a very, very interesting interview with the famous Greek philosopher Socrates. If you missed it, the show is available on our YouTube channel. Tonight, you will have a very unique opportunity to submit questions to a real archangel. We've been talking to Raphael here before the show, and he is anxiously awaiting questions. So we hope that you take advantage of the opportunity by submitting questions to the chat room.
Okay, all of our previous shows are available on YouTube channel that is in the name of Barry STrohm and Podomatic.com under the name Channeling History, where you can download them or just listen for free. When we begin our channeling tonight, I will ask the questions and Barry will answer the questions in the words of the Archangel Raphael.
Okay, if you've listened to our show, you're going to know that before we channel, we always say a prayer of protection. Now, I know we could skip this tonight because of the holy guest that we have, but it is a prayer that can be used by many others. And when I put it up on the YouTube channel, I always put the printed words up so people can see it. It's a great prayer. You can use it when you channel. You can use it for any type of protection. So, once again, I'm going to have Connie say the prayer, and we'll begin to channel with our angelic guest.
Okay, God, please grant us your wisdom and protection. Grant us the knowledge that we can handle and keep us safe from all things that will harm us. Keep the messages positive and pure love. Keep us safe from our egos. We ask these things in the light of the seen, the unseen, and the honesty of God. Amen. Archangel Raphael, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We are really looking forward to this. Would you like to begin with a message?
Yes. I would like to thank you for allowing me to speak to the people again tonight. I have been with you before, and I have tried to do my best to help others. All of you humans are facing very difficult situations at this time. You are just coming off of a very dangerous pandemic. You are seeing your politicians not being able to get along. You're seeing how politicians can pursue their own objectives, which in many cases are not the same as those of the people they're supposed to be representing. Even though my main mission in heaven is to help heal others, I can help them with their personal problems, with their physical health, and with many other situations that they run into. It is a time when many people do need help. I see that many are suffering from depression, left over from the isolation that they've suffered. I also see that many people are not helping others as they should be as they should be doing. So anyway, I'm pleased to be here with you. Our Lord has specifically asked me to come tonight, and I have accepted, of course. So Connie, if you would like to ask questions, I will answer them to the best of my abilities.
I would definitely like to ask my questions. Raphael, there are many that do not believe it's possible to communicate with an archangel. What would you tell those people?
I would tell them that angels have been around them since birth. They have not seen them, but angels have played a major role in the lives of all humans. Angels have got many, many different roles to play in the lives of individuals. And I know that it is very difficult for people to believe in something they cannot see and something they cannot hear. Just the same as God exists, and you cannot see or hear him in most instances, angels exist, and I would recommend that everyone accepts that fact. You can call on us, and we will try to help you with any of your problems. If you do not believe in us, you are missing a great opportunity. How else can you ask for help if you do not believe that that help will come? So I assure you that I am an archangel. I assure you that I am here with Barry and Connie, and I assure you that Barry is speaking my words. There's really not much more than I can do, but as you believe in God, so should you believe in us.
Okay, how did you get the name Raphael?
The ancients that helped prepare your Gospels knew that there were spirits that they could not define or that they could not see. Throughout time, there have been people with psychic abilities that could communicate with us. As the time came that they would try to write of their experiences, they decided that it was a time for names. The ending, you have probably noticed that the ending of all of our names, as the humans have given them to us, end in AEL. And that is, in the early times, was translated as of God. So they would add that ending to other names, and I was assigned the name Raphael. In other cultures and in other planets, I'm known by other names. But when I hear the name Raphael on Earth, I know that people are referring to me.
Okay, would you explain what exactly is an angel?
An angel is a spirit energy. Souls are also spirit energies, but an angel energy is much different. Our energies have never lived incarnate lives, where soul energies are required to live incarnate lives so that they can learn lessons and advance in heaven. It is possible for angels to advance in our hierarchy of angels, but they are not specifically assigned to any of the realms of heaven. Angels are only spirits of good. There's no such thing as fallen angels or evil angels. All angelic spirits are required to try to help soul energies that require guidance because soul energies are attempting to rise in the realms of heaven and can use all the help they can get.
That's for sure. So then an angel would never ever have an incarnate life in the future.
No. Angels are a different type of energy than from soul energy, and they will never have an incarnate life.
Yeah. Okay. Would an angel ever end a human life?
As a human approaches his time of death, an angel can help support him. If the soul energy is very, very near passing into heaven, it is possible that an angel can help expedite that passage. So that would be the only way that an angel would ever interfere with the life plan of a soul energy. An angel would never plan a premature death of a soul energy.
Okay, so you'd only be doing a favor for someone in very, very bad shape. Is there such a thing as a guardian angel?
The term guardian angel is a very misunderstood term. Angels can indeed help to protect and watch over human souls. But it is also possible that other soul energies, probably members of that human soul's soul family, can help protect and help guide the incarnate soul as well. For instance, it might be that the soul of a father in heaven would do something to assure that perhaps his son in life would be saved from an apparent danger. So it could be angelic energies that help protect human souls, or it can be the ordinary soul energies that can send messages and help as well.
Yes, I actually experienced that one time. When you die, do angels lead you to heaven?
They can. When you pass, you will have events take place as you have perceived them, that you want them to take place. If you wish that your family members will meet you and assist you, then you will see family members. If you hope that angels will help lead your soul into the realms, then angels will do that as well. So it is very possible that an angel can help you when you pass from your incarnate life. Angels do assist souls that have resisted entering into the realms. There are many soul energies that when they pass fear the judgment that they will be facing when they enter the realms and choose to remain earthbound. There is a time that the angels will help convince them that they need to enter the realms and get on with future reincarnations. So angels do a lot. Angels do many things that humans do not realize that they do.
At the time of creation, were the angels the first creation of God?
Angels were created at the same time as humans, as other soul energies were created. At the time of creation, it was truly a time when all energies were created by God, and that all of those energies would mature and would follow through time and help the soul energies to evolve on many different planets and in many different worlds.
Okay, we have questions from the chat room. I will put one of them up. It says, can you tell us more about what happens when animals die? Do they reunite with their human family at some time, or do they go to a different place?
When animals pass, their souls go into the realms as well. You have a family of soul energies that follow you through time and will reincarnate as humans with you. You also have an animal soul family, and these animals will join the spirits of the soul family when they go to heaven. If your animal has passed and has not reincarnated and will be with you at your time of passing, when you enter the realms, you will find the energies of those animals will be with your energies of the family members. So never doubt that animals have souls. They are actually much more intelligent than you believe.
Oh, I believe that they're very intelligent. Okay, so what is your exact role in heaven?
My primary role is of healing. Now that can be very general and can be translated in different ways. I can help heal physically. I can help heal people with mental disabilities. And I can help heal people with personal problems. It is possible that I might try to reunite a husband and wife that have decided to separate. I can lead individuals to information that can help them reunite and have better lives.
Okay. You're referred to as the angel feeling. We just did that. I'm sorry. Is there a prayer that we should use for healing pain in the body, mind, and spirit?
I have heard you discuss prayer before, and the same principles apply for when you are praying to an angel or to God or to Jesus or Mary or whoever you pray to. A prayer should be a general conversation. There is no prayer that is best for results, and there is no prayer that has been defined through the ages. If you require my assistance, you should simply ask for me and then simply state what you would like me to do. If you are having a serious illness, ask that I guide your doctors and that I provide healing energies for you. There are many people, especially the members of the Catholic Church, that pray the Rosary, and that is very good. That is simply a guide for people that do not understand how to make their own prayers. Just keep a prayer simple, be specific, and ask for what you would like to have us do for you.
Okay, so do you hear every prayer when someone asks for you?
Yes. When somebody specifically asks for me, my energies come to them, and I do hear every word of that prayer. That is the same as if somebody, when he prays to God, God hears everyone, and God also hears prayers that are directed to me. If I can help that individual, then I will do so, or I will assign my angels to help that individual.
Okay. How do you determine who can and who cannot be healed?
There are times that suffering or an illness is a part of that individual soul's life plan. If that is a lesson that must be learned by that soul, then I cannot interfere with that lesson. God can always create a miracle and alter a life plan, but that is not up to me. That is a decision that must be made by God. So if you are praying for help for someone and that illness is part of his life plan, there is little I can do. I can bring them comfort, and sometimes I can lessen the pain, and I can help the doctors do the best they can for that individual. But if that illness is part of the true life plan, then there is truly little that can be done.
Yeah. Can you heal a broken relationship?
I can try. But what you must keep in mind is the fact that all individuals have got free will. I can try to influence individuals and try to bring them back in broken relationships. But the final decision is always up to the individual soul energy. I can only do so much.
Yes. Do you work closely with any of the other archangels?
Absolutely. We all work together. Many of our duties overlap. And it might be that you would pray to an angel. Say you would pray to Gabriel for healing. He would call on me because I am more specifically oriented towards that. You might pray to me to help a soul pass easily into heaven, but that would be more in the, shall we say, job description of Azrael. So I would help him to perform and to assist in the passing of that soul. So we have no specific boundaries. We try to help where we can. The general role of all angels is to help soul energies become closer to God. And there is no jealousy among us angels. We try to do our best to bring the souls closer to God.
Okay, we have another question from our chat room. There seems to be an array of angels. Do they all work off of the same energies?
Each angel has its separate energy, just as each human has a separate soul energy. However, there is, shall we say, an overall framework in which all of the angel energies operate. Their role, as I just said, is to help human souls or any soul energy on any other planet. And I guess you could assume that a human would call that a job description, but it is something that we all work together on. And there is essentially, I'm trying to find the word to describe something that you can understand, because there are many things that happen that people do not realize. I guess the easiest way for you to understand this is that all angels have a specific job description, and they will all work together to try to bring better lives to soul energies.
Okay, if a person is suffering and needs to be healed from a major illness, should they pray directly to you?
Yes. That the healing of individuals is one of my primary roles. So if they have got a serious illness, they should first pray to God, and then they should pray to me. If there's anything that can be done, we will work together and try to make things as easy as possible for that soul.
Okay. What's the best way to ask for help for another individual?
As I mentioned earlier, just simply have a conversation with me. Just say, Raphael, this individual has got a very serious problem, and I would ask that you visit him and try to help him. Prayer can be that simple. Just simply name the individual that you feel needs help. Ask me to intercede for him, and I will do the best that I can do.
Yeah. Is there any way that we can quickly improve human nature?
I am sad to say, probably not. Throughout history, times of great suffering have brought humans together. For instance, when your country became involved in the Second World War, people came together. It is very sad that people cannot simply come together to pursue the teachings of God. Often, the only way that individuals come together and cooperate is in times of need. Perhaps that is why there are periodically times of disaster. And those disasters sometimes have side effects that bring out the best part in individuals and can help them to pursue the same principles as those of God.
Yeah, and a good example of that was 9/11. Everybody became very patriotic and very loving towards each other. Okay, is it possible for you to heal evil in a human?
Once again, all human souls have free will. Evil energies can influence those human souls, and angels can influence evil energies. However, if the human soul decides that they would like to follow that evil energy, there is little that we can do.
Okay, if it becomes necessary to perform an exorcism to remove an evil entity, should the exorcist pray for your help?
Yes. First of all, the exorcist needs the protection of God, but he can also ask many of us archangels for his protection as well. There are some very, very strong evil energies that walk your planet, and there are times that an individual attempting to exercise those evil energies will need all of the angelic and godlike help that they can get.
Okay, how did you become an archangel?
I have served God as an angel since creation. I have done many, many things in close cooperation with God. As angels perform, and the results are very positive in leading individuals to God, they can advance in the ranks of other angels. Angel hierarchy is actually fairly similar to the hierarchy of the realms of heaven. Angels are also judged on performance, and as they perform, they rise in that hierarchy. I have performed many, many miracles for God, and he has rewarded me by allowing me to rise in that hierarchy of angels. Okay, let's take a little bit of a break here. We'll be back in around 3 minutes, and we will have many, many more questions for Archangel Raphael.
Don't go away. Channeling History will return right after these brief messages.
In order for the light to shine so brightly, the darkness must be present. Tune in every Monday at 10 o'clock. The Dark Sun Rising on the Para-X Radio Network.
From Haunted Road Media comes an exciting new novel by author Marla Brooks, Soul Connection, a deadly obsession. Two lost souls, ripped apart by murder in another century, find each other again in the present, only to discover that the murderer has followed them through time. Can their love save them, or will history repeat itself? Find out in this captivating new novel by Marla Brooks, Soul Connection, a deadly obsession. Available now on Amazon.com and at BarnesandNoble.com.
You've no doubt heard of Tango and Cash, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Perhaps it takes two to tango. Well, now, on the first and third Thursdays of each month, there's a show called Tango and Friends at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Para-X Radio Network with your host, Bruce Tango. And yes, there will be at least two to tango on each episode, sometimes even more. There's going to be lots of topics and lots of guests you'll all know and lots of surprises. Tango and Friends every first and third Thursday of the month at 8 p.m. right here on the Para-X Radio Network. Have you ever wondered what Jesus and his followers would say if you could receive their messages today? In his new book, Spirits Speak, Channeling Jesus and the Holy Spirits, channeler and author Barry STrohm answers those questions for you. Using his gift of spirit communication, he brings you messages from such Holy Spirits as Moses, John the Baptist, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Jesus, and even Mother Teresa and the Reverend Billy Graham. They discuss topics that are important for contemporary life in these troubled times. Spirits Speak, Channeling Jesus and the Holy Spirits is available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other booksellers. Signed copies are available on the author's website, spiritspredict.com. After reading this book, you will never again say, "What would Jesus say or do?" Welcome back to Channeling History. Now, here are your hosts, Barry and Connie STrohm.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. Connie, let's have some more questions.
Okay. When you come to a person, how are they aware of your presence? And do you always come to a human when they seek your presence?
When a human seeks my presence, I do always come to them. I am a universal energy, very similar to that of a God, so that I can be many, many places at the same time. The individual may not have any knowledge of the fact that I truly have come to them. I may try to come to them in a dream. I may try to influence their thought patterns. Or if they have asked me to help someone else, I may just simply try to help that other person without any contact with the person that has asked the question. If an individual is very perceptive, they may see an aura, they may see a color, or they may even see an angelic form. So it all depends on the perception of the individual. But if an individual asks for me, I will be there, even though they may have no knowledge of my presence.
When do you feel that it's necessary to appear to humans?
Sometimes an individual needs to know that angels do come to them. If I feel that it is very vital for the future path of an individual to understand that we really do truly exist, I will try to show them some type of image. As I said earlier, it may be in a dream, it may be in a form of flashes of light or of an angelic image. But I will try to determine if it is truly important that I appear.
Okay, do you have more than one angelic form, or is it always the same?
No, I can assume any form that I really wish. I have assumed the form of homeless people, of old women. I've assumed many forms, and I have communicated with individuals directly while in that form, and they have never realized that they were talking to an angel. So as I say, we can do many, many things.
Have you ever appeared to a human as an animal?
I have. I have appeared as an animal, speaking to them. There's really no limit to the form that I can take.
Do you have angels under your command? And if so, what's their role?
I have many angels. Many angels work for multiple archangels, but we have the ability to request other angelic help when it is required. There are many, many angelic forms out there. In fact, it is probably rare that you do not have some type of angel close to you during most of your activities.
Okay, we have a question from the chat room. One of our listeners would like to know, is it true that angels sometimes leave a person a white feather?
Yes. Sometimes we leave feathers. Sometimes we leave coins. Sometimes we have a bird that the human soul would know would be very special. We can do many things. There may be that we will have a book open to the page that has information that is pertinent for the question that has been asked.
That sounds very familiar to me. Are you empowered to heal on your own, or is it through an act of God?
All things come through God. If I ask God to do a specific type of healing, He will generally follow my request. There are many things that I can do. I can assist. For instance, I can assist a doctor, and I can guide him in how to heal an individual. There are many, many things I can do to help. But just remember this one fact. All things are through God.
That is true. It is said that you have all the knowledge when it comes to healing. Why do you not lead medical science to a cure of a major illness such as cancer?
We try to lead your researchers to cures. Sometimes they listen. Sometimes they do not follow our directions. We have led many of your researchers to the answers for curing illnesses as dangerous as cancers. Sometimes they have had much success. As you can tell, many people are being cured of cancers now. We are trying to lead them to a general cure for cancer. Sometimes they do follow our advice, but do not make that information public knowledge. Sometimes we lead them to answers, and they withhold the information for political reasons, or perhaps for being able to gain greater wealth. We do as much as we can to help research. But keep in mind that there are limitations to the length of time that a human soul can spend on Earth. So there will always be illness, and there will always be reasons that a human soul must return to heaven.
Okay. When Barry's heart was healed after his heart attack, he saw an angel before going into surgery. Was that you?
Yes, that was me. God told me that I must go and convey the healing energy to Barry because he had much more that he had to do before he would be allowed to return home. So I came to him, and when he saw me, I imparted that healing energy. And as you know, his heart was healed before he entered the operating room, and the surgeons could find absolutely no damage.
Yes, you had them scratching their heads big time. Thank you for that. Okay, we have a question in the chats. Would like to know if saints can intercede to the angels for people.
Yes. The spirits of the holy saints can ask us to assist them in projects. And this happens all the time. For instance, if you were to request a healing of one of the saints, he would call on me to assist him in that. Once again, it is like a chain of command that goes up to God, and if God sees fit, he will allow the healing miracle to take place.
Yeah. Have you served God on other planets, Raphael?
Of course. Life on other planets has existed for millions, if not billions of years before God tried to create humans to evolve on your planet. That is where we were. We were not on Earth until several 100,000 years ago when humans were introduced to the environment here. So for all those millions and millions of years, I served God on other planets. And it is that service that allowed me to become an archangel.
Okay, on this planet, did you appear to Abraham?
Yes, Abraham was sent back for a specific mission to prepare individuals for the concept of the one God. I tried to help Abraham. Abraham had what you would refer to as psychic abilities and could visualize and see spirits, and we came to him and gave him advice because, as you know, when a human returns, he comes without any information. So yes, we did truly try to assist him.
Were you the unnamed angel that stirred the pool of Bethesda?
I assisted, and at that time, we were not all assigned names, nor did people know what energy form was creating such miracles. But yes, I did assist in that.
Okay. Did you ever appear to Muhammad?
Yes. We would appear to all of the great spiritual leaders that God sent back to try to create love among human souls. You would be hard-pressed to find a successful religious leader that we did not appear to and help guide.
Okay. When you were present, do you leave signs for humans?
Perhaps. Perhaps not. So every situation in which we help to try to assist is different.
Okay. Is there such an energy as Mother Earth?
Your planet definitely has an energy, and it could be referred to as Mother Earth. That energy helps all of the plants or the trees or humans to evolve, and often that energy can be very violent. That energy can be used by God to make major modifications in what type of life is present on your planet. I would refer you to see what happened to the dinosaurs, because it would have been impossible for other life forms to advance with those large animals present on Earth. So Mother Earth does have an energy, and all life forms, all intelligent life forms on the planet should learn to respect the environmental situations that surround them.
What steps do you recommend for humans to heal the Earth's environment? Are we headed for an environmental disaster?
It is quite possible that humans can be headed for environmental disasters. As you are aware, you have had several atomic accidents that have created incredible damage to the environment. Individuals have got to learn simply not to pollute. They have got to pursue safe energy forms, and they have got to stop destroying life in the oceans. For years, humans have dumped garbage and trash and plastic into the ocean. All life comes from water. If you pollute the great oceans that bring you life, then human development will come to an end. So humans have to understand how to live harmoniously with the environment that God has provided them.
Okay, one of our listeners would like to know why there are so many conflicting religions on this planet.
There are many paths to the realms of heaven. There is no one religion that holds the key to entering the realms. Individuals, even though they are the same soul energies, have many differences when they lead incarnate lives on your planet. There are different languages, there are different beliefs, and there are many primitives that follow just the natural ways of things. The teachings of all of the great religious leaders have seen multiple different interpretations. Individuals follow those different interpretations and feel that that interpretation is the, shall we say, religious course that they would like to follow. So, as varied as humans are, is why there are so many different religions. But keep in mind this: all religions should have the same goal, which is advancing in the realms of heaven and attempting to follow the teachings of God.
Okay, let's get back to the environment for one more question. At the rate things are going, how long would it be till humans reach a point of no return?
There are many major countries now that are polluting the air with great amounts of carbon. And if that rate of pollution continues, you will see major problems within several generations.
Okay. How do you help humans with failed relationships?
That can be my most difficult projects. As I said, humans have free will. All we can do is try to influence the actions of humans. If that human does not want to be influenced and has determined the path that he is going to follow without being influenced, then there's very, very little we can do. We can try to open the mind to understanding. We can come to them in dreams with messages, and we can suggest medical paths that would perhaps help them through counseling. But if the human has made up its mind to use its free will to go the opposite direction from our advice, there is literally nothing we can do, because that is the life plan that that individual has chosen to follow.
Yeah. Okay, the next question will be a little difficult for we humans to understand, but how does time on Earth differ from time on the other side?
The concept of time is actually very, very difficult to understand. On Earth, you have a linear type of time. There are 60 seconds to a minute, 60 minutes to an hour, so many hours to a day, so many days to a month. So you know exactly how your time is defined. When you come to the other side, there is literally no time. You can go forward or back into what you refer to as time. Time is like a spiral, and you can go to the different levels of that spiral, and you will see different times or ages. When you get over to the other side, there is no limitations to time. Here, humans always have got deadlines. When you go to the other side, there you will find there are no deadlines. You can take as much time as you want. You can decide to reincarnate when you wish. The value of reincarnation is allowing you to advance in the realms. Should you decide that you are happy with the realm in which you are located, you may stay there for as long as you wish. So time is very difficult, and you will not be able to understand truly how time works until you return home.
Yes. Did you inspire the music of Messiah written by Handel?
Handel was an incredible musical talent, and he asked us to help him write the greatest music that would do glory unto God. So we did try to help him and to influence him, and the music of the Messiah was the result.
Okay. Did you play a role in the miracle of Fatima?
Yes, several of us angels were present when the Holy Mother decided to show the world the miracle that she could perform, and through that miracle to regenerate faith in her religion. So there were many of us that did play a role there.
Yeah. What role did you play in the birth of Jesus?
Gabriel played probably the largest role in guidance for Mary and Joseph. After the baby was born, Gabriel played a huge role in preserving its life because Herod was attempting to murder the children of the time. So I did assist him. I helped to work with some of his disciples. There were some disciples that needed to have physical problems helped. So there were many, many of us that participated because the return of our Lord was very, very important.
Okay, we have one final question from our listeners. What can we do to open up better communication with the angels?
You just need simply to ask for us. It's very simple. You ask, we will be there. You may not see us, you may not hear us. You may not be aware of our presence. But if you want to communicate with us, just simply ask for us in prayer. You can ask verbally, you can ask mentally, and we will respond.
Okay, do you have a final message for us this evening?
Yes, I want to thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. Our single role is to help individual souls become closer to God. We can help bring comfort. Sometimes we can bring healing. We can come to humans and we can give them advice. We can help with their relationships. And hopefully, we can help humans love one another. Today, there are many individuals that are ignoring God. They think that the technological advances the humans have made are a replacement for being closer or to following the simple messages of God. They will find that that is not the answer. Technological advances can destroy humanity. If they do not use those advances to the advantage of the people, and if the people do not learn to love one another and to help one another, then human evolution will fail. So I want to thank you for allowing me to come through tonight. I want to bless all of you and thank you. Please remember that as the energy of God is real, so real is the energy of the angels. So good night. Bless all of you. Ask us for guidance, and we will do our best for you.
Thank you so much, Raphael.
Oh, thank you, Raphael. Okay, next week we are going to be interviewing the Roman Emperor Julius Caesar. Should be a very, very interesting show. We've already talked to Cleopatra, so we thought we would put the second half of the pair together. My new book, Spirit Speak, Channeling Jesus and the Holy Spirits, is available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. It's on Kindle for immediate download, and if you want a signed copy, you can come to my website, and I would be more than happy to sell you one of the books. All of our shows are available on Podomatic, iTunes, Spotify. You can download them or just listen. All of my shows are also on our YouTube channel. It's in my name, Barry STrohm. So I hope that you've enjoyed tonight's show. Thank you for listening. And please join us Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on the ParaX Radio Network.
I say thank you also for listening this evening. God bless you all. You'll have a wonderful week, and hopefully we'll see you again next Sunday.
Thanks for listening to Channeling History. Tune in again next week for another electrifying episode, as we never know who will make an appearance or who will come through the portal. Any rebroadcast or other use of this program without explicit permission is strictly prohibited. Copyright 2020. Our Story Begins by Kevin MacLeod, licensed through Incompetech.com.